Swadika, welcome to Thailand today. I'm Chalapansana Narula. Impression is important, especially while conducting business and networking. As the saying goes, it's the first impression that lasts, so you have to do it right. Today we'll be joined by a pioneer in image consulting and also first impression management, Kun Alisa Lohitnavi of Image Matters Asia. Swadika.
Swadika.
Kun Alisa, thank you very much for your time today. Tell us about image. How important is image today?
Well, it is very, very important. It actually is in a face-to-face interaction. It actually is the first piece of information people get, you know, when they look at you and they judge you by what they see, and it forms an impression which tells what the next step is going to be like. Yeah, so that's how important it is.
So it's basically about everything.
It's basically about everything non-verbal, if you know what I mean. But image is actually, there are two parts of image. One is verbal, the other one is non-verbal. What we at Image Matters Asia do is that we train people on the non-verbal parts, which are, you know, things like body language, facial expressions, grooming, appearance, eye contact, personal space. Yeah, those are the types of things that we do. So when I say non-verbal, you know, when you look at someone before being able to actually have any interactions with the person, it's still non-verbal, because maybe all you said is hello. You know, yeah. So you know, your body language plays a very big role. Yeah.
Now, do people realize that image matters?
Oh, I think they do. I think they do. Okay, first of all, image is subjective. It's personal. You know, I may think I look good in what I wear, and I want to continue wearing what I've been wearing, no matter what people say. And another thing is, if you're in the same job for a long time, where you have no customer interaction or that much people interaction, you sort of are too comfortable. And so to tell you that image is very important, you cannot dress like this, you have to change, you have to dress better, you sort of think, why? You know what I mean? Because, you know, I don't meet people. I'm happy looking the way that I am, which is a shame, because everybody could use a little bit of help to improve themselves.
To look good, to feel good.
Yeah, to look good, to feel good. When you look good, you feel more confident. When you're confident, you're dealing with other people, you're positive. When you're positive, other people, you know, you know, the interactions become positive.
I see.
Yeah.
When did you bring this concept to Thailand?
In 2009, at the end of the year, well, my background's in headhunting, and because of that, you know, I interviewed a lot of people for jobs, finding jobs for people, and that's when I realized a lot of people needed grooming. Not grooming in the sense that I'd be telling them what to wear, but I was thinking, let's say, if someone's to move from one job to another, which is a step, you know, a step beyond what they were doing before, what would this person need to look like, you know, to impress the interviewers, to impress, you know, the companies who's looking for the person. And then I thought, well, a lot of people, I've always had to say, can you not wear that when you go for the interview? And they always say, okay, fine, what should I wear? And then I'm like, I don't know, just don't wear that. You know, so I thought it would be good to be able to actually tell people, but, you know, I didn't want to tell them from a personal point of view. I wanted to be, you know, to be certified and be able to tell them. So that's why I went to London to do my image consulting course and body language.
Right, so there is a school there in England.
Oh yes, there are many schools that, you know, will teach you image consulting. It's a matter of how far you want to go. They'll just give you the basics, basically, you know, the color, the body shape, how you make someone look better. But like I said, image is not just about what you wear. It's non-verbal is 80% of our communication. So in most of my classes or my workshops, I put a lot of efforts or, you know, emphasis on non-verbal.
I see.
Yeah.
You've partnered with Butler Valet Asia.
Yeah.
And this is a big company from England?
Yes, actually it's Butler Valet School in Oxfordshire. The person who runs it is Rick Fink. Rick has been a butler for over 55 years. He's worked for, you know, some of the oldest families in the UK, and while working for them, he had a chance to serve, you know, the Queen, you know, Princess Anne, Princess Diana, Prince Charles, and, you know, the other royal families who were guests in the households. And, you know, as I'm not sure if you've seen Downton Abbey, but if you've seen Downton Abbey, you know what butlers do. So basically nobody knows, I don't believe anybody knows etiquette better than Rick. And so because etiquette is a big part of image, And so it's a big part of what I do when I teach. And I thought, you know, I'm always looking for ways. I mean, if you know me, you know I go off to school all the time to learn short courses on this and that. I always look for ways to improve how I teach. And I always look for who I could team up with that would give the best education to the people that I teach. And so I thought it would be really good if I work with Rick. And so and so I contacted him, and so I had to go to the UK and be trained by him on how to set tables and things like that, which was fun. And so I'm sort of expanding his business in Asia.
Oh, I see. So what particular methods did you get from Rick and, you know, help groom people here in Thailand and Asia? I mean, obviously, are there some things that are different you know, on a cultural basis?
If you think of the word butler, people think of the UK.
Yes, indeed.
People think of the UK, and butler comes with etiquette because basically they live in, you know, like rich households. They know how these people behave, how they eat, how they, you know,
what they like, what they want.
Yeah, exactly. And so that is what I think is very important, because when I teach senior corporates, when they go out, entertain clients, how to eat properly, how to impress. And I think, you know, like I said, etiquette is actually, in my concept, etiquette is code of conduct. And so to understand etiquette is to be able to move a little bit closer to whoever you want to do business with, because you understand what the person's like, how he eats, what he or she eats, and then, you know, and then you try to sort of learn their tradition or how they do things. So you're a step closer. Yeah, so I think that concept is common, but not many people have picked it up, because when you teach people, it's very important for them to learn. When you talk about image, is how they can be, you know, how they can impress people.
So you can use image to gain an upper hand in life, in business.
I think people always do. I mean, look at you. I mean, you think you'd be sitting here if you didn't look like that? I think we all do. Yeah, but it, you know, once you pass that stage, then it's substance that people look for. But image is the first door opener.
But then again, you know, you say first impression lasts, but people get off the wrong foot for some reason. And then the thing is, once you lose the first impression, can you actually gain it?
Well, see, it's interesting you said, you know, that you get off on the wrong foot. Actually, a lot of people do. It happens a lot. And when people talk about image, they often think it's all about how you dress and all that. No, your body language and your facial expressions play a very big role in building rapport with people. And that is why I got myself certified as a body language consultant, and I also study what they call facial actions coding, which is the anatomy of face, the muscle groups in the face. Like, I went to the Imperial College to do this just so I can teach people that, you know, you can't just look good and not smile, and it has to be a genuine smile. And there are 16 different types of smiles.
16 types of smiles?
You just got to know which ones you got to use, and you got to be able to read. And so when you say some people get off on the wrong foot, it is true. But if you're able to read people, you have sort of an upper hand. You can change the situation. Like, sometimes I go in to meet someone, maybe because I just got off the phone and it was a serious conversation, I wasn't smiling. I said hello, but I wasn't smiling, and the person can see I was tense, and I could see her reaction, because, you know, this is what I do. And then I start to, you know, think, oh, come on, this is not going to work out if you know, if you can't cool down, and you know what I mean, and relax. Yeah. So you have, it is a very good, it's very good set of skill to have. Yeah.
I see. All right. So if you get off the wrong foot, I mean, is there a way to regain?
Yes.
For an individual, for a company, I mean, is it different?
Actually, if you, let's say in a face-to-face interaction, if you can read people, you get off on the wrong foot, then you start to be nicer. You start to smile a little bit more, you know, but you have to be able to tell how the person feels about you. If the person is, let's say, if it's all about jealousy, there's not much you can do, is there? You know what I mean? Yeah, there's not much you can do. If the person just happens to not like the way you look, there's not much you can do. But let's say if it's because of you're being a little too stiff and all that, not too friendly, then, you know, you pick it up, you see how the other person's a bit distant.
So as long as you realize.
Yes,
so you would have to be able to read the other person's cue.
Yes. And, you know, there's this saying which I put on my website, is you never get a second chance to make a first impression. I say, normally that is true, because if you see two people getting along, yeah, once they like each other, they get along, then things go well. The relationship progresses well. But if they don't like each other, it's very difficult. Sometimes even when they meet again. But if you get a chance to meet again, of course you always get a chance to try and fix it. What if you don't? What if you don't? What if you just happen to be part of the team that's there on that day, and you form that impression, or other people have formed that impression of you and often talk about you that way?
You just lose the opportunity.
You lose the opportunity, yeah.
You've trained local companies, international companies. I mean, when it comes to image, communicating with the employees, with the clients, do local and international firms value this image thing differently?
Okay, well, that's an interesting question, because in Asia is a very image conscious culture. Yeah, so people are really, they take image very seriously, in terms that if you're the boss, you have to look perfect. You know what I mean? They want to deal with people who look good. They want to put you up on the pedestal. And so training them is easy in the sense that they always have this interest. They just never wanted to invest in themselves. So when the companies pay for them, they love to attend. Now in the West, they would be more interested because of their lifestyles, because it's not easy to send clothes to the dry cleaners every day like we do. They don't have maids and all that to make them look neat and the way that we do. Plus it's expensive. So they tend to be more interested in the etiquette and body language part. We Asians like the easy part, while they into more of something a bit more solid. Yeah, that's what I find. Yes.
Okay, so which means that you would have to bring what the Westerners are good at and incorporate into the Asian culture.
Yes.
So we have the best of both worlds.
Yes, I would like to think that, yes.
Interesting. We'll now take a short break. Stay right here in Thailand today. When we come back, we'll ask Alyssa, if you want to be successful, whether you are male, female, men, women, what would be a good start in building a good image for yourself? Stay with us.